Right here is one of the most underrated categories you probably aren't drinking, and we are talking about South African Chenin Blanc. Now, South Africa has a long and legendary history of making wine, but only recently have they seen a big sea change and a lot of talent coming in, focusing on regenerative and dry farming, really utilizing the climate that is given to them. And South Africa has a really amazing and unique climate situation. Yes, they're located a bit north for a place in the southern hemisphere, but they get all these cool Antarctic currents that allow for winemaking to happen and fantastic winemaking. And we're kicking off with a really cool new producer by the name of Volpez. This was founded in 2022 by Nushka De Vos. And now she had about 6 years of regenerative and biodynamic farming at a famous South African estate. Can't fully remember it right now, so I'm going to list it right here. But one thing is that she focused on were heritage vines. So that's anything 35 years and older, dry farming, and organic. And that's what she's really known for. I have that in my glass, and I cannot wait to taste this for you. One of the fun things about South Africa and South African wine is that you have all these convergences happening. And these are really cold waters that make their way up there. Strong winds that allow for thicker skins on the grapes, even despite its Mediterranean climate. This is lovely. There's so much minerality and freshness. Really, this beautiful flintiness that I'm really, really digging. A bit of green apple pear, little lily of the valley and acacia flower. There's this like sort of Meyer lemon, sort of like citrus peel sort of thing. But again, with that flinty minerality, some white fruits, and I cannot wait to taste this. So that is not for the faint of heart if you are a little acid averse. Personally, though, I love it. If you are someone who is into tension and freshness and vertical acidity, this is killer. It is just making my mouth water right now. Wonderful. This is my first time having it. I know the importer really well, but I'm coming in without any bias. I like what he does, and I like these wines, and I'm still going to give you my own opinion. What I can tell you is that's delicious. That's really cool. I get it. Chenin Blanc, you normally think of the Loire Valley, but you really should start to be thinking about South Africa. There are some amazing wines coming from here, and that is absolutely one of them. Now, our next two wines are coming from Rahl, made by Donovan Rahl, and he was been one of the leaders of the South African Revolution when it comes to winemaking. He started up Rahl in 2008, but he had had experience around the world in New Zealand and France, and also learning under the famous Abe and Sadie with Sadie family. One of Donovan Rahl's big things is being very hands-off and minimal intervention. I know those are sometimes buzzwords, but that is really one of the big things you find in South Africa. A lot of things are dry farmed. They don't get too much rain, so they got to figure out how to make these great wines with what they have. One of the cool things, though, with Donovan Rahl is that he works specifically with growers and growers that fit what he wants to do. And he doesn't really have anything for his own estate. It's about giving the love and sharing the love. And I am going to get right into this. There's this really nice sort of peachy vanilla flavor that's going to be really more familiar if you're into Sauvignon. There's some Meyer lemon, a bit of like orange peel, nectarine, and again that flinty minerality that I'm really, really digging. If this was Chablis, you'd be like, oh, it's gunflame. It's not that, but it's like that. Either way, I'm giving this a taste. There's that real nice classic Chenin sort of waxiness on the palate, really smooth and silky with that really screaming acidity, but it's also integrated. I'm just figured that one out. But the texture is so lovely. It's medium bodied, but it really coats the palate so well. One of the things I'm going to do with both of these wines is list the differences of them right here. But that is a great introduction into Rahl's wines. I haven't had that many. I'm into that, and that's one you should absolutely be looking out for. Now, with wine number 3, we're sticking with Donovan Rahl, and we're doing his Noah. I'm going to list all the stuff right there, but we've already told you what he's about, and I'm going to get right into this. That's really cool, and I hope at some point you get a chance to try these and have these side by side. There's more floralness. There's a little more fruitiness to this. There's this like sweet lemon peel, green apples, red apples, pears. This stone fruit, like this sort of like kumquat sort of thing, but a lot of florals, as I've noted. But again, that minerality, that's something I'm really digging on these first couple. It's just that sort of racy minerality. It's something I love in all my wines, and that's here in spades. I got this in my glass, and I'm absolutely tasting it for you. Boy, on both of those, he really finds a way to make wines that coat that palate. So much texture and density, but without it being fat. It's not flabby. That acid really bites. It's really crisp, and then it refreshes. It's so lovely. What a wonderful just a chance to get into these. These are certified organic and biodynamic. And that's what a lot of these are about. Is just bringing this sort of modern perspective on the farming and is showing through amazingly in the wines. Now, wine number four is one I'm really excited to give you guys, and we are dealing with the 2024 Granitstein. I might have said that right. Might have said it wrong. I don't know, but then my mind was just blown. And when I was putting this together, I had to get it together for you. Science of Cyanide is owned and run by Bernhard Bredell. He's a seventh generation winemaker, and his family actually own the vineyards. And they have upwards of 160-year-old vines. He's dealing with some really, really old vines. But he's also dry farming and really bringing out all this intensity and freshness that we want. And he focuses on these old vines that so few places in the world bring you. I got that in my glass, and I cannot wait to taste it. Yeah. Um, you got to search this out. I think the new vintage is about to hit. Wow. It's on the back of the beat. Really fresh, really salinic, pristine, delineated, and poised, but all working together in harmony already. All the citrus fruits, apples, pears, Meyer lemons, peach, balancing out together with this like sort of like nutmeggy vanilla thing. A bit of flint, that flinty minerality, and then there's this high tone white floral that I am absolutely loving and really digging. I cannot wait to taste this, and I know I am in for a treat. Normally when I do these videos, I like to do wines I haven't had before because I want to come in fresh. I want to give you guys my honest opinion. But I have had this before, and this is still kicking butt. One of the things I did is that I made sure I let these warm up a bit. And I think these are showing so much better than when they were really cold. This is so poised, expansive on the palate. That acidity is linear, vertical, and refreshing. This is a complete Chenin. It's under 50 bucks. It is rocking. You gotta look out for it. Seriously, Signs of Cyanide, this producer is real. It is real, and you want to try it. Now we're getting into wine number five, which is Brookdale. And Brookdale was founded by an Englishman by the name of Tim Rudd. And what Tim Rudd has done over the years is he's employed top winemakers and talented young winemakers to make his wines. This wine specifically was made by a winemaker from the name of Kiara Scott Farmer. This is the 2023 Old Vine Chenin Blanc. So this is over 35 years old. The cool thing about Kiara is that in 2024, she became the first person of color that has won Winemaker of the Year. She's a major talent. She has her own winery now, but she made this. I have this, and I cannot wait to try it for you. Well, that's a very, very different Chenin than the other ones. The first four really leaned into freshness, vibrancy, this pristine, salinic nature. This is contemplative. There's more of that waxy lanolin, the yellow fruits, some lemon curd, that flintiness. There's a little like honeysuckle, and not like beeswax, but like kind of beeswax. Again, that sort of like baking vanilla. It's really complex though. These are old vine Chenin Blancs, and it's showing that kind of intensity that will come with vines with age. I have this. I can now to chase this. Wow, that's kind of totally awesome. Um, holy cow! Holy cow! My palate is alive. It has completely coated it. That acidity just cleans and refreshes, but yet it lingers. The flavors are so complex on the palate already, and for something that's just like what a 2023, I can see this aging beautifully. That's really freaking awesome. Holy cow! Yeah, that's another that is a home run. Holy cow! Wow, I'm going to finish all of that tonight. Yeah, that's happening. Now for our final wine, this is Luddite. Fantastic producer. They are located in Bat River. And one of the cool things I did with this was I asked the importer, how do I want to go about this? How do I want to frame this? I made sure to have this last because the sea skin contact is also closer to the ocean. Now, Luddite itself was born by Niels and Penny Verberg, and they started actually planting in 2001. The name Luddite itself is a British term for someone who was against mechanization in the early industrial revolution. And that's really what Luddite is founded on, right? They want as little mechanization. They dry farm. Everything is about as hands off as it can be. Again, it's wine. You got to have some sort of hands on with it. But it's about making the purest expression that you can. This is one of South Africa's top Chenins. They are fantastic. And now you're starting to see their daughter Alice make her way and have her own imprint on the winery. It's really cool. I've had a chance to meet her. She's fantastic. And I have this wine. I cannot wait to try it. That is completely different and is totally awesome. Um, so this is Seen Skin Contact. And this is something that I think can appeal to a lot of different styles. That sort of orange marmalade thing that I dig from Skin Contact wines is there, along with that Meyer lemon, but it's like in like quince, red apple, this like sort of honeydew nectarine, like daffodil, yellow floral sort of thing, and a bit of herbs. It's really, really lovely. It's just all sort of dancing together in its own waltz. It's beautiful, and I cannot wait to taste this. Boy, I have to tell y'all, we really knocked it out of the park with this tasting. Every wine is a winner. That's super cool, though. The texture from the Skin Contact is really coming through. Uh, I don't know how to best explain that and put it into words unless you've had like a Skin Contact wine. And I haven't really reviewed like a Skin Contact thing yet, but there's a lot of texture. There's a lot of balance. And it really lingers. All those notes that I said on the nose are really following through on the palate, along with that racy acidity that you want. This is a seminal producer, and you gotta look out for these wines. Really, you gotta look out for all these wines. I cannot tell you guys enough how amazing South African Chenin Blanc is. It's something you really should look out for. This is like really ahead of the curve on a lot of things, and I can see a lot of these popping off in time. Now, look, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to hit that like button. Absolutely be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.